What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Impulse Control. I'm Justin.
I'm Jasmine. Sorry.
Rude. Already? That's crazy.
I'm so sorry. I'm like tearing up. I'm trying not to yawn.
Well, Jasmine, now that you've yet let out the yawn, um, I want to know what your favorite movie is. Just in general.
Ever?
Yeah.
Controversial, but I do love a good Cat in the Hat live action.
Fair. That's a good one.
Um, I have a lot of like top tier movies.
What would be your top, like, you have one movie that you're allowed to watch for the rest of your life. What is your movie? Is it Cat in the
Oh
Hat?
God. No, probably not. Maybe Alice in Wonderland, but even that I would feel I don't know.
That's a tough
What would
question.
yours be?
I don't know, honestly. I think if I were going to do that, it would probably be like probably Remember the Titans or something like that.
Wild. That's a tough choice, yeah.
I love Remember the Titans, and I can watch that pretty often.
It's a bold choice.
The other thing in my head is Remember the Titans would inspire me to figure out how to watch another movie.
I'd have to find other hobbies. Like I'd
Oh
never have.
yeah.
Can I watch any TV shows or
Oh yeah,
just
yeah,
that
yeah.
movie?
You can watch TV shows and stuff,
Oh
but
well, then I'm fine. Cat in
just
the
that
Hat's
movie.
fine.
Okay.
I don't really like movies that much.
Well,
I like going to the movies for like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. But like,
yeah.
I can take it or leave it. At home, I won't willingly choose a movie over a show.
That's fair. I think I'm the same way actually. But all
I know
right,
you're
well,
yawning too.
I'm not yawning. I didn't yawn. You saw nothing. So it is 3 days before Christmas, I think, if I did my math right, which I probably didn't.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, it is.
Oh man, I'm good.
Yeah,
It
cause
is.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yep. So
Yep.
it's 3 days before Christmas, and
Merry Mazel Tov.
both of us celebrate Christmas. So that's what
Yes.
today's going to be about.
Also, Hanukkah starts on Christmas this year.
Sweet.
Hanukkah starts on the
Um,
25th.
nice. Isn't there? There's is
Kwanzaa
Kwanzaa?
starts on
Kwanzaa.
on the 26th.
26th. There we go.
Mm.
So all of them are starting. Happy holiday season for everybody who is watching.
Holidays.
We appreciate you
Happy
watching, and we are thankful for
holidays.
you because you watch us. Hopefully, you watch for more than 30 seconds, but we are thankful for you.
So anyway,
I was gonna see how long we'd go.
I want people to keep watching us.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
It's
Hey,
suspense.
it's suspense. Before we get into the holiday thing, I got a question for you. So I found this article. It was on a breaking news thing, which is odd.
Groundbreaking. Ground. Groundbreaking.
There you go. Um, no, it was about things that are rude to do in someone else's house. And
Oh,
I
I need to
found
hear
this
them.
right, but I found this after a couple weeks ago you came over to my place,
Yeah.
and
Did
from
I
the
do
kitchen.
rude things?
No. I don't think that they're rude, but I heard you say something about something in my room, and I was like, why the fuck is he in my room? Because whatever.
Yeah.
But we're such close friends that like it doesn't matter if you're in my room. I
Right.
don't care. So I want to see if we do these things. It's quick. It's only 11 things, but we're just going to round fire them off. So the first rudest thing you can do is touch and move things.
I depend. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I got my bottle. I'm touching your bottle. I'm moving it to a different spot in the house, or like I'm completely
Oh,
redecorating your room.
opening the fridge without being asked to do so. I like to know what people got in their fridge.
Well, how close am I to this person? These don't feel right. There's a lot of questions here.
Ask before touching an object or removing a book from a shelf is advised by an etiquette expert and co-host of Were You Raised by Wolves, which is apparently another podcast. I'm going to rapid
Wow.
fire just because we have some hot topics I want to talk about today too. But expecting a tour, who gives
You're
house
not
tours
allowed to.
anymore?
I
But
mean, I
apparently,
did.
well, I know
I
you
did when
did.
I was like one. I did when we bought the house, but
Right.
two, I do like for anybody who hasn't been around because I'm a very open person. So
Yeah.
like, go ahead, walk through my house. Just don't touch my stuff. Like, don't go
Right.
into my bedroom if I don't really know you. Like, you're allowed
Right.
to, but like,
Right. I go hang out on your bed sometimes.
yeah.
Me and the cats. Don't demand a tour of someone's home. Wait to be invited by the host. And like I get it, but like when you come over and you're like, so let me have a little tour, like that's fine, I think.
Yeah, that
Don't
feels
take
fine.
a tour of the house unless you're encouraged by the host to wander around. But it also says not to wander around people's houses.
I was gonna say, if you're a tour means that I'm guiding you through. Oh, I just
Right.
punched my mic. Um,
But yeah.
sorry,
Yeah, it was yeah. Number
that's weird.
3 is overstaying your welcome. Know when it's time to leave, urge Leighton. The number one complaint we hear from hosts is about guests who overstay their welcome. And like I get it, but also
Yeah.
it is kind of up to the ghost to be to the ghost, to the host. It's up to the host to be like, "Hey, it's time to go."
It's the ghost.
Like,
They're like,
yeah.
get out of the house.
Ooh, it's time to go.
Your car is
Oh,
not warm. Start
um,
it.
if your hosts have changed into their pajamas, that's a good sign it's time to go. Why would your host do that? You
I
know?
was gonna say I wouldn't do that.
Hiding a mess. Unfortunately, things happen when you're in another person's home. You might accidentally spill red wine on the carpet or knock over a lamp. Don't try to hide it. And I guess I just don't know. Maybe the people that have come to my house just are better people than these guys, but I feel like I'm not in a place in my friends' homes or like whatever that I'd ever be like alone for an extended period of time. So if I were to break something, the host would be right there.
Well, when you come over to like our house, you're like usually alone in the morning for a while.
Well, apart from you guys, but like you would hear me going, "Oh shit, fuck, oh my god," because I'd
Yeah.
be knocking things over. Also, red wine at 6 a.m. is tough. Snooping around. Refrain from peeking in cabinets, cupboards, and rooms.
I guess like
Yes.
I understand it. Like if I'm going to a house party, I'm not gonna snoop around. But like if I was invited over by you, I'm gonna snoop around because mi casa, you casa, you casa, mi casa.
Tu casa. Tu. Um, and
I
this
knew
thing,
that too.
I know. It's because you work next to the Spanish teacher.
No, I don't.
But this is says beware that some hosts will put glass marbles in their medicine cabinets to catch snoopers in the act. That's so much effort.
Yeah, no, I
If
ain't.
if
Nana's gonna
you
hate me. I apologize, Nana.
why
She doesn't like that word.
annoying?
No, ain't.
When did you say ain't?
I said no, I ain't.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Um, I don't know. I just who's putting marbles in their cup? Who has marbles?
I don't think I
Bringing
have
an
any.
uninvited plus one. That one I agree with. Don't bring
Yeah,
people to my house that I don't know. But if you text me ahead of time, like
yeah.
this one says, sure, you might know the host loves hanging out with your cousin, or you think everyone will enjoy the new guy you're seeing, but that doesn't mean you can extend it without getting the go ahead. And I totally understand that. Unless you were explicitly told you may bring a plus one, always ask before bringing. For sure.
Yeah.
Waiting to share dietary restrictions. So, like, if you're going over to someone's house, don't wait to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm allergic to
Oh,
peanuts.
okay.
But also, I feel like it's kind of up to the host to be like, hey, do you have any allergies?
Yeah,
You know
kinda.
what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like, I
it
don't
depends
know.
on again. There's factors to it. To me, like if it's a full house party, then no, like that's
Right.
on
They could
you.
also just say, like, here's what I'm making. But,
Yeah.
like, also, if, if,
If
like, this is saying don't expect the meal to be vegan friendly or not contain any of your allergens. I feel like if you're going over to your friend's house and they cook you a meal you can't eat, shame on them.
yeah, that's your friend is not doing what they're supposed to do as a friend.
Yeah. Like if
There
you came
may
over to
not
my
be your friend.
house, if you came over to my house like you and Darcy and I was like, I made you this meal with bell peppers, that would be so rude.
Yeah, it would be.
Bell peppers, lots of dairy, and all the things that she can't eat. That would be so rude.
She'd
Or I
probably
put
say,
like
"Get back in the truck. Let's leave."
I don't know, like a vegetable on your plate or something.
I eat vegetables. Don't even try that. Don't
What
start
what
that
vegetables?
narrative
What
all the
vegetables?
time.
Which ones?
I like a lot of vegetables.
Name a vegetable, Justin.
Cucumbers. I
You
love
eat cucumbers?
cucumbers. Yeah.
I've
I've
never seen you
I've
eat a cucumber.
I've eaten many cucumbers in front of you.
I don't know if I
I
think I've seen
steal
that.
your cucumbers.
I don't know about that.
We were
Okay, what
roommates.
other?
Do you even know me?
I feel like we've eaten watermelon together.
That's not a vegetable, Jasmine.
I'm aware I was just naming other healthy things. I just was saying that I've never seen you eat a cucumber.
I like I like lettuce. Actually, lettuce is probably my favorite.
These are all
Asparagus.
mostly water.
It's still a vegetable.
Do you have anything that's got like any
I
like
do
dark?
like bell peppers. I do like those.
Oh, so the one thing your wife can't have, I see.
Yeah, well, we
How do
we,
you
we
feel about
make
like a
do
Brussels sprout?
if it's cooked right.
How do you like your Brussels sprouts cooked, by the way?
Um,
I'm not planning to make them for you, but
yeah, I mean, they're not my favorite, but like
yeah.
Kara made them when I was younger. She would make them in a way that it was like grilled, but it was like grilled in
Mm.
a certain like thing. It tasted different. It wasn't Brussels sprout specifically. You know what vegetable I don't like?
Asparagus, I also don't.
Asparagus.
Fucking hate asparagus.
It's
Sorry, Nana.
gross. It's
I am
disgusting.
I tried because asparagus is healthy for you, and I put in my God's honest effort. It's just not good, and it kind of
No.
tastes a little bit like what pee smells like, you know?
Yeah. And then it makes your pee turn colors.
It also makes it smell real funky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know that it's
Dad loves it.
healthy.
Not my
Wild.
favorite.
Wild.
When I was living at home, that was the rule was we had to at least take a bite of or
Yeah.
I have to take like try it.
Hmm.
And so like that was why my palate expanded a lot during the years that I was living at home.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that, we would make it pretty often and I'd be like, it's okay, but it's like
Fine.
I'm good. Like
It's fine, but
that
like
and
if I
Brussels
didn't
sprouts were
eat
my
it again.
two.
See, and I didn't like Brussels sprouts because when I had them as a kid, they were always boiled or
Mm,
like they were
mm-mm,
cooked in a
mm-mm.
way that they were not like crispy.
Yeah.
But then I had them. We went to this restaurant. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We went to this restaurant. My etiquette page just disappeared.
Ah.
Um we went to this restaurant with Connor's dad and stepmom restaurant, and they had Brussels sprouts, but they were cooked in a way that was like they seared them first, like they were cut in half and they
Mm-hmm.
seared them and then they put them in the oven. Oh my god, they were like flaky and good and buttery without having
Mm-hmm.
butter. It was like an olive oil and parmesan. They were incredible.
I like onions and pickles. I guess pickles is a
Cucumbers.
vegetable. Yeah,
Pickles is a
well,
cucumber. Yeah.
but it's still a vegetable. Um,
What
I
about
like onions.
carrots?
Um, it's mid for me, but I wouldn't say I
Raw
don't
or
like it.
cooked?
So if it's like candy carrots cooked, I like them.
Blech.
Raw carrots, I'll eat a couple of them, but it's not
Mhm.
gonna be my go-to. I
Okay.
would take broccoli over carrots.
Raw or
Yeah,
cooked?
raw. But
Okay.
I need ranch for either one,
Well, yeah, you can't eat them like plain. That would be
like a
very
goblin. Yeah.
healthy. Yeah. Um, that's a little too much. I would
As a
eat.
health
I
teacher, I know this.
Yeah. You know what? My artery, like right about here, the more we talk about this like heavy food, it's like, oh my god, a vegetable? Please. Just one in a while. But I eat a lot of onion. Onion's not great for your belly, by the way. Did you know
No,
that?
no, it's very
Okay.
acidic.
Well, that's its own thing. Anyway, the next thing is feeding the dog. Apparently, when you go to people's houses, you shouldn't feed the dog, and that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
if they have a strict diet for the animal,
don't wear your shoes in the house.
depends on where you are.
Right. Some people's houses, you really should be wearing your shoes. Interfering with the setup. Don't switch place cards at the dinner table. Who's using place cards, you know?
I feel like this is a kind of environment that you and I don't find ourselves in often.
Place cards are for people who have money.
Yeah,
And then
and we do not.
number 11 is showing up empty-handed. And now there have been times I've shown up to your house to retrieve things, let
Mhm, mhm.
alone bringing you something.
You were like, "Give me, let
Um,
me have this to stay."
they forgot sleeping with the host's spouse. Oh no.
I feel like that's an obvious one.
Pretty rude in my opinion, but to avoid this happening to you, simply place some marbles in your spouse's underwear prior to the guest arriving.
Just the marbles, they'll save you. Nothing said about like stealing or like.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Okay, fair point.
It's in bad taste to use the finger towels for toilet paper, obviously. What's a finger towel?
What's a finger towel?
Hey, folks, are we dumb? What's a
I just don't think that
finger
we're fancy.
towel? A small rectangular cloth used to dry your hands and fingertips.
So like a
Oh, we can't afford to know this. We're we don't get to know that kind of thing.
Okay,
And
so
then this
we're
person says,
broke, yeah. Gotcha.
"Heaven's sake, use the washcloths or the hand towels." Yes,
Hand towel will do. But not the finger towels. Hmm, that's
this
funny.
person responded to everybody. Somebody was like, "I guess I just don't understand why people are putting marbles in their medicine cabinet. Maybe just tell people, hey man, don't go in my cabinets." And this person goes, "Oh, I've been looking for my marbles. They were in the medicine cabinet that whole time."
Maybe that's where the saying came from,
Lose their marbles?
where somebody said they lost their marbles.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
because they're a rich person that always put their marbles somewhere, and then when people would snoop, they'd get lost. They lost their marbles.
Apparently, I may have missed part of the shoe thing. Um,
Okay,
it
rude of you
says,
not even to acknowledge that.
I'm sorry, it says the host should be providing socks and slippers for their guests.
What? No. You come, you
Host
bring your own you bring your own socks. Snocks.
Hosts that want shoes left at the door should provide slippers or socks available for their guests. Hosts will also need to understand if the guest declines. Be prepared to throw a pair of socks or slippers in your bag if you don't like being barefoot and think you might be heading to a no shoe house. Just take. I'm sorry. We're not rich enough to understand what any of this
No, we're
means.
not. We're not.
That took much longer than I expected, but I really,
I'll be honest, I'm okay not being rich enough to know what any of that means.
that's super fair.
I
I'm
think if I were rich enough, I still wouldn't know what that means.
sorry, I clicked on a new article. It's 37 truly special gifts for that eclectic friend in your life. Sausage link candle? Please don't get me that.
No, no. How let's Christmas or holidays.
Well, yeah, that's kind of it's a
If you ever wonder what it's like planning, this is it.
it's a Shrek toothpaste cap, but it's the toothpaste. Hold on, hold on. The viewers need to see this. One moment, viewers.
What the heck? He's pooping out the toothpaste.
Yeah, and I don't like that he's naked.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
I guess he's not. He
Oh
does
my
have his
goodness.
vest on. Yeah, it's
What is the cap connected to?
oh well, that's his wang dang.
Oh,
I was
gotcha.
gonna full
His
on say
Wong
the word
Dong.
casual chicken, huh? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. All right, so Christmas, Christmas,
So
Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, you could also get a dog's ass. Sorry.
So Christmas. Oh, also a dog ass.
Oh, you can get a milk carton cap that is an udder, so when you squeeze to pour your milk out, it comes out of the udders. This is important to me.
You're not showing, are you? Oh, you are.
It's upsetting, Justin. Also, the one next to it is wild.
I'm scared.
This is this person's Etsy. That's a Shrek Buddha, which just feels a little insensitive.
That's yeah. Oh, mihoi minoi.
You said that so casually. You know me now.
Is that a pickle?
Pickle's Cage, yeah.
That was kind of funny.
These are Christmas gifts that I would be confused about, but I would appreciate, like
Why Shrek is full on pooping on that cake?
oh well, you gotta.
I am so uncomfortable. You don't understand.
Well, some of these are I would like to get these for the two of us.
I would rather not.
Oh, okay. So you hate this friendship and wish I would die. I see.
Oh my gosh, you're so
I like the
dramatic.
amount of hands that this woman printed. These are
I
all
don't like
3D
how like
printed.
wide.
It's a wide hand. Yeah.
Ah!
It's it's a wide one for sure. A lot of cool prints though. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Error. Me
Error.
too. Error. Like it's a cool site. They've got a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, but
Awesome.
wild.
Shout out to that person.
Shout out to Casual Chicken on Etsy
There you go.
for
Go
all
get
your
something for your
insane needs.
a Celtic. Is that what you called it? A Celtic
Eclectic.
eclectic friends. There you go. Jasmine, do you have any Christmas things
In my house or
anywhere? Sure.
yes,
Things
I
or
so
traditions.
oh, my shoe's untied. That's why I'm feeling my thing. I used to hate Christmas, in all candidacy. I used to be like edgy. That's not edgy. Edgy?
Edgy. That's
Edgy,
like
bruh. I'm
what was the thing? Ah!
with the I love you sign. Yes. Because I forgot that you're supposed to put your thumbs in for that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, no, I used to hate Christmas and I used to be edgy and be like, oh, I only like Halloween because I'm, dark inside. But now as an adult, I love Christmas. And my husband
Uh-huh.
loves Christmas and he always like whatever. But we decorate for Christmas pretty hard in this household. And because I can't afford to go as hard as I want to, it's less. But like it's nice still. It's good.
Mm.
But we we decorated at school and I bought two little mini trees for my classroom and I decorated them all up and I love Christmas. It's great. There's
Nice.
snowflakes hanging from my ceiling right now and little fake ornaments that I made out of paper.
Mm.
So what about you? How do you feel about Christmas? It's fine.
It's Christmas. It's
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not a holiday guy. Like
I
I'm
know.
not a celebration. Like I like to hang out and like have people around. I like to host. I like all that. But I'm not really a celebration person, which
Right.
is weird because of like who I am.
You would think
Um
you would really be into holidays.
yeah, but I don't like decorating. Like
I
I
know,
think
it's so weird.
part of me I think it is because it's a change, and again I struggle with change, but
Hmm.
I it's a change that I know is only temporary, so in my
Yep.
mind why do it?
Right, right, right.
Like
I see. I get
so
you.
so I don't love decorating, but like I know that there are key like Darcy is a decorator. She likes to put stuff up. She likes
Yeah.
decorating for the season, which is fine.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I'm not that kind of person, and I love being with family. I love hanging out with friends, but again, I just
It's not your
not
vibe.
really my thing. Yeah,
All right, fair
but it's
enough.
cool. Like I enjoy. I can lost it. Train of thought's gone. I
Enjoy
can
the
look at the
season.
lights and really like it. Yeah, I can enjoy the season, but it's just
Mhm.
certain aspects of it just not my thing.
No, I get you. I know some things that you do like about the season are movies, though. We do like a good Christmas movie.
Yep, there are certain movies that I would
What's
definitely and do definitely watch consistently.
favorite Christmas movie?
Can I get a category of like a reason I'm watching this Christmas movie? Because I have
Just because you
three,
want to.
just because I
Like you
want to.
you would put the movie on because you want to watch it around Christmas time.
Mm, is it the first Christmas movie I'm watching?
It's not the first, but it's not the last. It's sort of
Elf.
the middle. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Elf is not my first. What's your first?
If it's like the first of the season
Hmm.
and it's not super, like if it's right now in the month,
Hmm.
I'm watching Grinch.
Which Grinch?
The Grinch, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
Oh, Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. Yeah.
We're doing that next Friday next Friday as of recording with the kids right before break. So we just watched that this Friday. It went really well. Um,
Hopefully.
but no, I love the Grinch. That's usually my first one. I actually,
Hmm.
unironically, really do like the new one.
I haven't seen it. I
It's
I it took me so long to get comfortable watching the Grinch, like Jim Carrey's
really
Grinch, that I just don't like. I it like I said, Christmas is not my thing, so I'm slow moving. I've had like one movie for my whole life that has been like the movie
Elf.
that we watch. No, Elf was a college thing.
What was your movie?
Polar Express.
Love Polar Express.
If you would have told me that it was like Christmas Eve and it's a snowy night and like cozy area, that's
Yeah.
what I'm watching.
Connor's favorite movie is Polar Express. He's really into trains. Um and and he loves Polar Express. So we did a train ride this year and
Did you do the Polar Express?
we wanted to, but we weren't able to get the tickets for it,
I would
unfortunately.
have probably been really upset with you if you didn't invite us. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, well, it was going to be with the kids. We were going to do the little one with the children, and then I would have done the bigger one with you guys.
Well, there's one in Portland.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
great. But anyway,
Well, Polar Express. That
yeah.
would honestly, if you're asking me for nostalgia movie, that's the one because that was the one that we
Mhm,
would watch as a kid, and it was
mhm.
everybody sit down. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna have popcorn. We might do the string the popcorn and the cherries, and
Yeah,
like then put it on the
cherries.
yeah. You put
Hmm.
popcorn, cherry, popcorn,
We never did
popcorn, cherry.
cherries. We did
Yeah,
orange slices, like dried orange slices.
yeah. No, we
Mm,
did cherries or some red berry. I can't. It wasn't tomatoes. It definitely
Holly.
wasn't tomatoes.
Probably be holly berries.
Maybe hollies. I don't know. Either way, it was a
Yeah,
red thing, and
I
we added
love
that
that.
to a
I
string.
love that.
Yeah, love that. But that
I
was
do
that
love
was our
Elf.
things. Yep, Elf is
I do love
solid.
Elf. Elf is very solid. I also like The Grinch is good. Um, there's another one too that I can't remember the name of. It's like, well, I like Claws too. It just came out a few years ago. It's one of those. It's like the stop motion animation style,
Mm,
and it's really good. Like
I
it's about
don't
the.
like that style.
It's not like Coraline, like the claymation.
Yeah.
It's done really well. Like it's a really well done movie. And it
Mm,
was really popular a few years ago because um it's the kid who's like super rich and he's part of like the post system and he gets sent out to this like island where everybody hates each other and he unites them by writing letters to Santa, and that's like
mm,
he's telling the story of like how the first letters to Santa happened.
hmm. You know what movie I think is underrated?
What movie?
It is the Christmas Carol, but I believe it's Jim Carrey actually that
Yeah,
does like yeah
Scrooge.
Scrooge. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one is underrated.
I love that one, except for the scene where it's old now, so not a spoiler. The scene, do you know what I'm talking about? Where he opens his skirt and it's the two
Yeah.
children under it, and everyone's like,
Oh, no, I was thinking the one where it was like a jump scare where he like sees himself, but himself is dead or something like that. It was kind of creepy.
that one's also creepy. But yeah, where they open the skirt and it's like the portal to hell was a little rough.
Yeah, fair.
With the two children, that was a little disturbing as a
Yeah,
youngster. But I do like A Christmas Carol. It's a good one.
that one's a
Miracle on
solid.
34th Street was never my jam.
Okay, so the first I think this is the first movie that I remember watching that was Christmas or holiday related. Was I believe it
Miracle on
was
34th
Miracle on
Street?
31st or
34th.
34th. Is that the every time you hear a bell ring, an angel gets its wings?
I don't know. I've never watched it.
Hang on, let me look it up because I need to know now.
While he's doing that, I'm going to tell you one of the one of the options for this eclectic friend thing was a set of human face stress balls.
Gross.
Hmm. Followed closely up by Kentucky Fried Chicken ice cream.
Gross.
Yep. Um, yeah, lots of weird stuff. A bread pillow.
Man, Nana is gonna be so mad. She's yelling at me right now of what? Ah, there it is. A Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh God, yeah.
Is an old movie, black and white.
Did you look up
But that
Miracle on
was
34th Street sayings?
I did actually. I also looked up every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings,
Yep.
and that's how I figured it out.
Yeah, I haven't seen
But
either of these movies.
that was the first one that I watched with Grampy Bill
Oh, yeah.
back when I was a little kid staying home because I wasn't in school yet, and that was on, and I literally came down. I was like, it's SpongeBob time," and he's like, "You
It's
sit there, and you don't change the channel."
it's SpongeBob time.
He didn't actually say that, but like I like went to change it, and he's like, actually, I think you should sit down and watch this movie. It's a good movie. And so
Um,
me and him sat there and watched the movie, and it was great.
that was what that was. Christmas Carol was for me, but the I
Mm,
watched the original before the Jim Carrey one, and that one
yeah,
was
yeah. The
rough.
original was kind of weird,
Yeah.
but yeah, Miracle
Yeah.
on 34th. That was a solid one.
All right.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say that the It's a Wonderful Life is
Mhm.
probably my oldest. I'm gonna redact my statement earlier. That's the oldest one that I've watched. That like
Worst Christmas movie.
you're so my wife is gonna be very upset with myself, and Grampy Dave is gonna be very upset with me. Um, any, I am not a Christmas movie person, and
No, that's fair.
especially Hallmark Christmas movies.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
Those
will
drive
watch
me up a
them,
wall.
but they're the same
I won't.
movie.
They're the same exact movie
They're the
every
same
single
movie.
time.
Yeah, it's the
Guy is
same.
working and girl is some,
Buff guy is
typhoon.
working.
Yeah, you got to be jacked. And she'll come to this small town that she grew up in, and this guy grew up into this strong guy, and he's working hard, and
And in high
she
school,
doesn't
he was
like
like a nerd,
him.
and
Yeah.
then she gets to know him because
Oh.
he's saving the Christmas Spectacular Pine Tree Farm donut
Yep.
shop
Yep.
that his great 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 grandma ran until she was 190 years old.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they fall in love, and she quits her job and
Mhm.
moves out with him, and there's always an up and down. And so here's the thing. The Christmas in July, Hallmark does like all of these movies all day, all
That's insane.
July.
That's
And
insane.
that when you went to my Grampy Dave and Graham Alice's house, that's what was on the TV. And he was sitting there watching them. He loved them.
Do you know what movies I really hate too?
What?
This is going to be the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh, ooh.
I don't like Tim Allen. To be fair, I truly disdain him and
Mm-hmm.
kind of wish he would stop acting. I haven't liked
Aggressive.
him since that show that he had where he was
Home
uh,
Improvement.
that one where he was an angry dad. I
Yep.
didn't really ever like that because it only came on at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't ever watch it, but I know the show.
It was so obnoxious, and he's borderline racist in a lot of them, and it's not my jam. But I can't do the Santa Claus movies. Also, anything with any of the dogs, like the buddy
The
movies.
buddies, yeah.
Yeah, I
They were a little too late for me.
there's
Like
an
they came out
anger that
when I
forms in my
was
chest watching the
yeah.
dogs go, but they're pretending that they're talking.
Yeah.
Um,
To me it's
there's
worse if they don't move their like mouth.
where the dog is panting, and it's like, oh, buddy, come on, and yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bolt was good, or not Bolt. Balto was good. It's not Christmassy. It's just
I was gonna say I
wintertime.
don't know that one.
It's the sled dog one. It's really good. It's very sad. There's a
Mm,
famous book on it too. But
mm.
um,
You know what sled dog? What is that one called? It's on Disney Plus. I'm looking
but it's
something
Balto,
up.
guys. I
I don't
bet
think
you
it's
it's
Balto.
Balto. Um, but there's I want to know what this is.
What I'm looking up?
Yeah.
Well,
I was
rolling
just gonna
it
say
up.
like the claymation Christmas movies, and I know that they're like whatever, but they're very
Yeah.
like Polar Express, but like the Heat Miser and Snow Miser. Those
Mm-hmm.
ones are good.
Those ones when they like on
Um,
CBS Christmas
mhm.
Eve when they were playing those. Yeah.
The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Yep.
Snow
Rudolph,
Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty.
They're like
Yep.
the old Grinch one, the cartoon
Yeah.
Grinch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
hold on, I'm looking up the snows. Togo. Is that what you're thinking of?
maybe.
Or Snow Dogs?
Hang on, let me look it up because
Iron Will.
Iron Will. There it is.
There it
That
is.
one's a good one.
Iron Will. I haven't seen that one.
Iron Will.
Oh, I've seen that one. I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw it when I was a kid and
I
then
did too.
forgot all about it. And
Yep.
then one of the classes
Yeah.
that I do is a media health class, and that
Mhm.
was on the list of like suggested
Oh,
things, and I
White
was like, I'll watch
Fang.
it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, White
Tuck
Fang was a good one.
Everlasting.
Man, we have.
Talk ever. Okay, so
I don't know that one.
flashback. I read this book in 8th grade, 7th grade. I was in a class anyway. I think it was 7th or 8th grade. I was in middle school, I'm pretty sure. And we
Mhm.
read Tuck Everlasting, which is a book about a girl who is part of, um, or well, the man is part of, but one of them is part of a everlasting family, and it's
Yeah.
like an immortal family. They have a fountain of youth, whatever.
Yeah.
And Winnie Foster, she has like a a proper life and whatever. Fall Goes in the woods. She gets lost. She finds Jesse Tuck, and they fall in love. And they have a powerful secret, the family, about this spring that holds the magic of life. So now Winnie must choose to live life as she knows it, or drink from the spring. So she can't have both, basically.
Yeah.
Um, but we read the book, and that was my first introduction to a Socratic circle, which is like where the teacher doesn't participate and it's just the kids bouncing ideas off each other.
Hmm.
And I loved it. It was so cool to be able to go, to talk about it. And then we did a debate part. So I think I was on Tuck's side. I was on the family side of why she should drink from the water. No, why she shouldn't. Why the family was saying she shouldn't drink from the water, and they were on the Winnie side, Winnie's family, saying why she should, or something like that. But we
Hmm.
had to like formulate ideas and opinions, and we'd have to, in response, on page blah blah blah, it says this. And so it was like, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great. It was one of my honors reading courses, but I loved it.
You know what book I really liked, and then it was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was something bear.
Brother Bear.
No, it was about a boy who gets like trapped on an island, and he eventually like not becomes a bear or anything like that, but like a bear is kind of chasing him. I can't remember the closure of the story, but I think he was a
Cry in the
native
Wild.
boy. I don't remember. I know the book's cover was like the bear face in the background with a
Mhm.
like a boy under.
Yeah, Cry in the Wild.
That was a
Oh,
good book.
Hatchet.
Hatchet, yes, Hatchet. Yep,
Yeah,
that
the
was a good
movie
one.
is called Cry in the Wild.
Mm.
Hatchet's a rough one, my friend.
I loved that book.
I have a kid who loved it, and I was like, that's
Mind you, I just want
insane.
to make this very clear. I was never in an honors class. My reading level is
Hatchet's a
low.
Hatchet is not a low level reading book.
I read that as a senior, as a
Still,
junior, as a
Hatchet's
junior.
Hatchet's like a high school level book.
Which, yeah, as a junior in high school, I should be able to read that. Read that.
Yeah.
Like, so I was on pace. I was just on the low end of it. I wasn't reading it in middle school or elementary. Uh,
Well, so I say he was reading it. I don't know that he was actually
that
reading it.
one,
He
that one I
opened
was
the
reading.
pages. He
Me
did
or the
flip the
kid?
No, my kid. He flipped the
Oh, okay,
pages every couple of minutes.
fair. That one I actually did read.
You
That
did.
one I
Did
liked.
you like Hatchet? I've never read it.
I did. I liked
I did.
Hatchet.
I read Jack A Call of the Wild.
Hmm.
Loved that one. Oh, that was one of my favorite books for a while.
Hmm. The
Yeah.
Green Mile did that for me.
Mhm.
That was a classic one that I like read. My teacher. So this is when I knew that I was when I knew I potentially had some form of something.
Mhm.
When my teacher, like, I saw the book of the Green Mile, and
Uh-huh.
it was like this thick, and I was like, I'm not reading that. Like, she was like, here, why don't you try this book? It sounds like a book that you would like. And I was like,
Mhm.
I'm not reading that. And she's like, why not? And I was like, I'm not gonna. I just can't.
Sorry.
And so she found the book, like it was like a book cut up into other books. So it was
Mhm.
like the books were actually like this thin instead
Mhm.
of that thick. And I was able to get through them quicker, and they would like the font was bigger. It was meant for younger kids,
Mhm.
but like it helped me read through the book. And
Mhm.
so it was like, oh, maybe I don't mind reading. I'm just not good at reading.
Mhm.
And so that was the first book that I legitimately was like, something is functioning
Something's
something.
clicking.
But then we watched the movie and it was great. Another one.
Um,
What is the other
oh,
one? Go
Call of the
ahead.
Wild was a big one for me. I think I said that already.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And White Fang. White
White
Fang was
Fang. Yeah.
I read those in sixth grade, and I probably should have waited a little bit longer to really like. But I read those in sixth grade, and because I was a reader, that was my thing, and
Hmm.
it just it's a tough read at sixth grade.
Hmm.
It's a good
I
one.
had one my senior year. It was like
Hmm.
written as a play, but it
Mm-hmm.
was about the Salem witch trials, and they made it
Mm-hmm.
into a movie and everything. And I think the reason I remember it so well is because I love acting. Like that's one of my like secret passions is to be able to act and like that kind of stuff. And
The
for my family,
Crucible?
it's not much of a secret. No, no, not that one. Um, no, that one's about
That's about the
the
Salem witch trials.
what is it?
The Crucible?
No, the Crucible is about the
It's about Salem witch trials.
maybe then. What's the I'm thinking Passion of the Christ. No, Crucible. It might be the Crucible actually, but
It's
basically, I was the main character, so I was
yeah,
like
young
loving it.
farmer, his wife, and a servant who falsely accuses a wife of witchcraft. That's the Crucible.
Yeah, that one. And so I was loving it,
That's a
and
big
it was
read.
great, huh?
That's a big read. I never overtook. I
Well,
couldn't do that one.
we read it as a class. So
Still,
like it
like
was
yeah,
literally like one day
yeah.
she's like, "All right, we're gonna do this. Everybody gets a part, and we'll read it all together." And so you had to make sure you were following along till your part
Mhm,
was, and all that. Mind you, again, lower level class, so we all struggled and we struggled
mhm,
together. So that was also the class that when we were playing around, but this kid got me in a headlock, and I put my arm up around his neck and popped him over my hip, and he ended up on the ground on his back, and I was up on top of him like this, like I was gonna punch him. I didn't
mhm.
like actually want to punch him, but
Yep.
and my teacher was like, "Boys, cut it out," and we are like, "All right, that's
Enough.
fair."
Oh goodness. So Christmas. This was fun though. I like this little like trip down memory lane. It was so
Yeah,
fun.
but yeah, so Christmas. Any holiday traditions that you got,
Um, I
or
mean,
that
so
Connor and you have?
no, this is that. So candidly, this is our first Christmas we've ever spent together. We have never spent a Christmas together in
Not even
9
last year.
years. Nope. He stayed here and I went to Canada.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Because I've always gone to Canada, like, well,
Mm-hmm.
since we moved here. But when I was a kid, one of the traditions my mom used to do. So when I lived in Phoenix, we had a fireplace because why wouldn't you in Phoenix?
As
Feels like
one
a
does, yeah.
odd place to have a fireplace. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
real brick one too. But anyway,
Hmm.
we would light a fire the night before, and we'd send off our final wishes to Santa, and Mom would um let it ash down, and while we were sleeping she would take her military boots and she would stamp it um in the ashes, and then she would walk from the chimney all the way to the Christmas tree in the living room with the ash.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just I know that like when we have kids, if we ever do, that's something I want to do, is like,
Yeah.
even when I didn't believe in Santa anymore, sorry folks, even when I didn't believe in Santa anymore, it still like meant a lot that my mom did that, and it was just like
Yeah.
keeping up with tradition. And then we would do like, I don't know how your morning goes on Christmas because I know everybody does it a little different, but for our family we do stockings first, then coffee, then presents. There is no breakfast to be had. So I found out this year that when I go to Connor's, it's going to be, we open our stockings at 7 or 8, and I was like 6:30, but okay. Um, it's like the minute the sun rises, I'm out there opening it up. Like you get up early for it because you want to catch Santa. But
Yeah.
and as kids, you wake up naturally early, but they sleep in. And we're doing stockings first, and then we're going to stop and have a full big breakfast. And then we go do the presents, and the two kids pass out the presents to everybody.
Hmm.
And I'm just not used to it, so I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to be done, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then everybody, like at my grandparents' house, when we do it, everybody just sort of opens as they get them, like they're not waiting. And at Krista's, they also do that, which is nice. But it's like it's not the family, and then everybody joins later. Like everybody comes to the house, and we
Hmm.
all do it together. And I was like, that's so much. So I don't know. It's a lot. I'm excited because I want to spend time, but it's definitely going to be very different. And then after presents, we do something else too, and I don't know what. And then we have like dinner really late in the day at someone else's house, and it's just like mind-boggling. And I know when we do dinner at my grandparents, we get dressed up. Like it's not fancy, but it's nice.
Yeah, yeah,
And like, Rosemary always usually wears like a nice dress. I wear jeans and like a nice top because we always get at least a sweater. You wear your new clothes that you got for Christmas to the
yep.
Christmas party, and then we go and we have drinks and aperitifs, and like it's a thing. And I don't know, it's different. And
Hmm.
so. What do you guys do?
So the way that I look at this is, I have traditions,
Hmm.
but I've had so many different family units in my
This is true.
life
You've had so many different traditions.
that it's so hard to say.
Hmm.
Like, I don't specifically have one or two things that we always do or anything like
Yeah.
that. It's just kind of Christmas is Christmas. One
Right.
of the things that I've more recently, I say more recently, when I was in high school, I started picking it up was, I was ow, I was Santa. I was the one
Mm-hmm.
passing things out, and that was something that personally it was good for me because I could control it, and that was something that I really enjoyed. And then that kind of became the tradition. Um, and I still do get a little bit like salty when somebody tries to be Santa, and I'm sitting there and I'm like,
I'm
that's my
Santa.
hat. um,
You put the hat
but
on and everything?
oh yeah, I put the Santa hat
All
on. I
right.
but when we're at Dad's, when it when it was Noah, me, Riley, and Dara and Dad, it was we would come out and we were not allowed to look at the tree, which was really difficult because we'd be leaving our room to go wake up Dad and Dara,
Hmm.
and that would be crossing the living room. So we had to like shield our eyes, and we always did a present the night before, and that was
Okay.
always that was kind of our tradition, and we kind
Hmm.
of held that through. But
I've heard a lot of people do that. They do the one
yeah,
present the night
one
before. A lot
present
of
night
East Coast
before.
people do that.
Yeah. And so we'd wake them up and then they'd come out and it was wait until dad got his coffee. And then he would also grab a bag of like a trash bag and then
Yeah.
we'd go for it. And it was one gift at a time, but everybody's opening at once.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but so similarly,
Similar to
and
us, yeah.
yeah, and so like we would do that. That was old time, and then we went into like when Dad and Kara got together, and that was it more. I mean, I was older, Riley was older. It was more about like the family at that point. So
Right.
we had less gifts, which was totally fine. We had less like it was more about us having time together. Same kind of thing, but we didn't really worry about the hiding or anything like that. It was just
Yeah.
kind of wake up, let Dad and Kara get their coffee, and come sit down, and then I would pass out the gifts to everybody, and then we'd go
Now,
and do our thing.
do you pass all the presents out first and then everybody starts opening?
At Dad and Kara's, yes,
Okay.
everybody gets their gifts, and then you go at your pace.
Okay.
Um,
See, we open them
at
as we receive them into our hands. So, like, Papa
yeah,
will pass them out, but Papa will hold on to his hoard until he's all done. So then we all just,
everybody's watching. Yeah, yeah,
and he's, oh, don't watch, don't watch. And we're like, what else would you like us to do?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love my grandfather. I love you, Papa, but whew.
in previous years, we've always had a Christmas at my aunt's, which was Graham Becky,
Yep.
doing it, and then we've had Nana Grampy's Christmas, which it used to be like stockings and stuff like that, and that
Yeah.
was that was fun. That was a good time, but it was
Yep.
breakfast on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I can't remember for
Huh?
Nana Grampy's, and then it was something else. Um, and then here's where the things get really interesting. As I grew up and started having my own life, it had to change obviously. And so when I was with you, like in the apartment, we weren't there for Christmas, but we were there for
Yeah.
like stuff before. So we did stuff before.
Yep.
And
We had
then
the
when
tree,
we had the
and
tree, yep.
we exchanged a couple presents that we bought each other.
Yeah. But then when Darcy came along and it started to become like I was being involved in all the families down here and up
Yeah.
north, it was more of like, it was quite the change, quite an
What does
interesting
Christmas look
dynamic.
like at Darcy's? Because I don't know that I know.
Um, I have struggled through the years with her
Okay.
Christmas.
How do they do it?
And there's it's slow and methodical. Um, it was in previous years, it was, uh, grandpa would grab a gift out of the tree, hand it to somebody, and then everybody would get a gift, and then you'd wait until it was your turn in the circle. So like, it would be Darcy would open her gift, all everybody's watching, and then it would be the next person, everybody's watching all the way around. And when I went, there were 20 people sitting there because all of us were at their house because that's where we did Christmas. Um, that was at grandparents. We did something beforehand with just Darcy, me, and her parents at at their house, at Darcy and Darcy's
Uh-huh.
parents' house. Um, and so that was
The
quite the
debacle, the
well, not even
change.
a debacle. It was just like it was a change
I'd
for
be
me.
getting
That was
antsy.
so hard.
Like I would get antsy about it.
Halfway through, because I was living there, halfway through I went downstairs
Hmm.
because I just couldn't. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so done with just watching people open gifts. And part of it
Right.
to me was like, I still wasn't married into the family at that point.
Uh-huh.
So like I was kind of
I
a
had no obligation to
afterthought.
stay.
Well, not even that. I was just an afterthought. Like it wasn't really like,
Oh yeah, I
so I
got
had
you.
a couple of gifts and like they were great gifts. Like I appreciated
Yeah.
them. But like I had like
Yeah.
3 rounds to the 6 total rounds that we did. So like for an hour and a half, I'd sit there watching people open gifts while I was sitting there doing
And
nothing.
it's so hard to know, like, how do you react? Like,
I don't.
yay. Like,
I
do you
don't.
see like yay and clap, or do you just go, oh, that's nice, or like,
That's usually my response. It's like, oh, cool, and then I'd move on.
yeah.
Um,
I
and
find it's hard
so
at birthday parties or like bridal showers watching people open their gifts where I'm
yeah, yeah,
like, so when you guys were at mine, I was like, I gotta pass them something. They can't just sit and watch me. This is so awkward.
yeah. I don't hate it, but I don't love having full attention on me. Dad and I used to because
Good
dad
thing he's not
dad would
streaming or doing a
also
podcast.
I love attention, but I don't love it. Um,
You like attention, you don't like perception of yourself or of the
sure.
things that you're doing.
Sure. At
You're an
Nana
attention whore.
Grampy's, at Nana Grampy's, Dad used to, when I was a kid, Dad would always wait. He was what your grandfather would do. He would wait until the very end and then he'd open it. And so, well, as I got older into middle school and high school, I was like, oh, my dad's waiting. Now I've got to challenge him. I've got to be the one who waits. So I would put myself through waiting. But here's the thing, in middle and high school, I was very much like, I was about that attention. Give me that attention.
Yeah.
And so it got to the end, and I would be like, all right, my turn. And now everybody's getting up, getting ready for breakfast and whatever the rest of the
And
days
you're
are.
like,
And I'm like,
back it up.
yeah, I was like, damn, like I already know half the stuff that's in it because it's, family stuff. Like everybody
Yeah.
gets, similar things. But
Uh-huh.
I was like, man. So I really screwed myself out of that, but I still do it. Like I still
Yeah.
just, dad usually wins because I'm like, I'm so done. I'm just going to open it,
It's
whatever.
time.
Like,
I have things to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in more recent years, here's where I will finish off my statements. In more recent years, due to yeah, right, due to family circumstances and
Hmm.
just like me, honestly, I if you want to blame anybody, it's me. But because of me, um, Darcy and I have decided that we were going to do Christmas in our house. Like we are
Yeah.
adults. Like we want our time. We want to build our own traditions, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like it sucks, we're not spending time with, my family on Christmas Day, and we're not like, doing Christmas morning at, her parents' house. But like it also is really nice. And I am very glad that we made this choice.
Hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, we still haven't had the chance to do it,
Yeah. Because things have
because
been
last year
happening,
we were
and
up north. But
yeah,
luckily that morning, Darcy, well, that day when we went, when she came north, she brought the Christmas tree.
I
She brought
saw.
some
I
stuff to
know.
decorate. She brought all the presents. Like
Because you
she
guys
came
were in
up
an
with it.
Airbnb, right?
Yeah, we were at a B
That
and
was
B
so sweet.
when that
Yeah.
happened. So that was it was like, super sweet. I'm glad that she was willing to do that. It just unfortunate circumstances, and
Yeah.
um, definitely gonna be a different year this year. I can like I'm fighting back the emotion right now because I can
Mhm.
feel it in the back of my eyes. But definitely gonna
Don't
be a
worry,
different year
folks.
this year.
When we hang up the phone, he's going to start sobbing like a baby. And that's okay. We respect all emotions here at No Impulse Control.
Yeah, we do,
Um,
we do.
it is definitely a different year. And
And it's
this
not just
is,
different for me; it's different for Darcy too. Like it's
yeah,
it's it's
it's a
gonna be
hard year
different
for
all the
you
way around.
guys. And like, it's different for me, but in a very different way.
Yeah,
Like, I haven't lost anybody, but we're not going to Canada for the first time since I moved to Maine.
Yeah.
and that like we even tried to go over COVID, and I think that was the only year we didn't go was during COVID. But it just it sucks having these traditions that we've had for so long just suddenly end.
Yeah.
And so I feel weird about being like, it's different for me. I lost something once when it's like not the same at all. Mine's just because like, we just didn't have time.
Yeah.
And yours is for such like a more emotionally raw reason.
Yeah, but
But
at the same time, it is life, and that's
yeah.
that's the age that we're at. Like,
Right, because we're not in college anymore, so we're not going home for the month that we have. Like we have
right,
what, 4 days really, like between travel and
yeah, realistic. Like, I'm going. So, I'm actually at this point when this is posted. I'm actually north. Um, I
hey.
I'm actually north visiting people
hmm
and then I'm coming back on Christmas Eve, and I'm driving down here on
So we're
Christmas
gonna
Eve.
pass you on the highway, I think, Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah. So it's gonna be quite different, but that is life.
Well,
That
we're
is part of the
adults now,
gig.
like
Yep. And honestly, and this is something that I've had the thought process through, and like it's not a huge deal to me. Like Christmas
yeah,
isn't, and it's a bigger deal for Darcy, and
yeah,
I can understand and respect that.
yeah.
And if kids ever become a thing for us, I want to have the tradition set that we do our stuff here. I don't want
Right.
it to be,
You don't want
we
to have
go
to
out
fight
for
that
Christmas
fight
everywhere.
when you
Right.
have the kids. You want to already have that established what you're doing and
Exactly. And I know that, like, I know it's not great. Not everybody loves it, and
mm,
but in my opinion, in my personal belief, what I have to watch out for is me and her. And
of
that's like
course.
and a future kid if that ever happens, type of thing.
Yeah.
So
And I
that
mean,
is my spiel. That's my traditions.
I would love to start doing a tradition with the four of us,
Yeah,
like
that'd be
doing
cool.
like a thing, but I wanted to do Friendsgiving this year with you guys,
I
but it just
almost suggested it.
but it
I
around
almost suggested
Thanksgiving
it,
was
but
so
yeah.
hectic and just
Yeah.
things had, people had just
I
whatever.
was gonna
So
say
it's
it
like,
also wasn't a great time.
well,
So
that's what I mean. Like it was so hectic because people were passing and like
yeah,
Thanksgiving, and I know things have been going on at work. So like I told Connor, I was like, would you be open to me doing a Friendsgiving next year? And he's like, we can talk about it, but like, what would you do? And I was like, I would like to cook a turkey and do Friendsgiving here at the house or wherever we are next year.
I
But
was gonna
like,
say I was gonna suggest it here because I wanted to have like Andrew and Anna and
yeah.
like
Well,
everybody
I
there.
wanted, yeah. So like, we
I
could
would
go
love
north.
if you wanted to cook the turkey. That's fine by me. I just want to host. That's my
Well,
big thing is I
I
want
would
to
like to
host more.
do I would like to do a Friendsgiving up here too with some of my like other
Yeah,
people to invite and like do a big party. And so it would be you guys and then a couple of my not all of my coworkers, but a couple of my coworkers just doing like Brittany and Molly who would be fine
yeah,
and whatever. But
yeah.
this
Um,
year was so much work. So it's
yeah, it
almost been an
was.
hour. We got to
Yeah,
we got
I
to
was
wrap
gonna
it
say
up.
let's end it with a little 1, 2, 3 item and see if we
Okay.
can do as good
Okay.
as we have in the
Ooh,
past.
I got one.
We've been on fire recently. Now, you
Okay.
saying you got one makes me think I don't. So,
Well,
all
I'm going off of some things we've talked about. Trauma, go. Let's. No, all
right,
right. I
I
think
got mine.
I had one. I think I'm gonna change it. Okay, I got one.
Okay, you count down.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Elf.
Christmas tree.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
I think I know this one. I think we can get this
Ooh.
one pretty
Okay.
quickly.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got
Okay,
it. I got it. All right.
ready? Three, two,
Two,
one.
one.
Santa.
Santa. Yes. Okay. We need to chill now because I went like this. I went up.
I know, but you like boom and like swung at the camera like you're gonna punch
Hey, I
somebody.
can't. I can't right hand into the air like that.
Ah, ooh, ah. My fist was closed. I want that to be very clear.
Mine wasn't. I'm not a Nazi. That's gonna be the
All
title of
right.
this episode. I'm not a
I'm not a
Nazi.
Nazi. All
Ooh,
right.
that would
Well,
get
we're
some
gonna close
clickbait.
this out. And say happy holidays to
Happy
everybody.
holidays! Whatever you
We appreciate
celebrate.
you hanging out with us, and we'll see you probably next Sunday. We aren't sure. We'll see it. We'll
Uh,
figure it out.
I don't. I wanted to talk to you about that potentially taking a break for the new year and coming
I
back,
wouldn't mind
but
that. Yeah,
we can
we'll
talk
figure it
about it.
out.
We'll figure it
You'll
out.
see it or you won't. Either way, you'll probably see a post somewhere along the lines. But either way, we
Yes.
appreciate you. Don't forget to check out the merch for both TSK and for No Impulse Control on the soccerking1239.com. And yeah, happy holidays. We'll
Happy
see you.
holidays.
We'll potentially see you next year. If not, we'll see you next
Oh my
video.
gosh, next year. Ah,
Yeah.
it's
Peace
almost been a
out.
year of us doing this. Peace.